Welcome back, grade 6. It's another math time, fun time. So last time we started with chapter 8, and that is solutions of equations. Now I noticed that when we answer the exercises during our class, you know how to find solutions of equations. But do you know that when you do that, you already performed the lessons that we will have today? So for today, we are going to have solve addition and subtraction equations. In this lesson, we will apply the subtraction property of equality. It states that if you subtract the same number from both sides of the equation, the two sides will remain equal. So which are the two sides of the equation? That is the left side of the equal sign and the right side of the equal sign. Let us have examples. So you can find this lesson on page 439. We have here an equation d plus 5 equals 23. So I know by this time you already know what d stands for. But I will show you the way on how we solve equations involving addition and subtraction. So we need to have d, or the variable, on one side alone. That means we need to remove 5 on this side of the equation. And to have d by itself, we have to undo or remove positive 5. And as you can see, the operation here is addition. And to undo a term, we need to use the inverse operation. So, since we have addition, its inverse is subtraction. So, inverse operations are operations that undo each other. So, it means, since we have here positive 5, to remove it, then we have to put negative 5. It's inverse. So we have d plus 5 minus 5. Now, just like what I told you a while ago, we have the subtraction property of equality that states that whatever we subtracted on the left side of the equation, we must subtract the same number at the right side of the equation, so the equation will remain equal. So, we subtracted 5 on the left side of our equation, and then copy the term on the right side, and then we will also subtract 5 there. Why? Because we put negative 5 on the left side, so we must put negative 5 or minus 5 also on the right side. So our equation will remain equal. And then, since these are inverse operations, that means they undo each other, or that is equal to 0. So it's like d plus 0 equals 23 minus 5 is 18. And d plus 0 is d. So that means the value of d is 18. To check if your answer is correct, then substitute 18 in our variable. It will be 18 plus 5. And that is equal to 23. So just like the subtraction property of equality, we also have what we call an addition property of equality. So it states almost the same, it's just that we will have addition. Whatever we add on the left side of the equation, then we must also add that same number on the right side of our equation. Let us have an example. We have here a minus 5/8 equals 7/8. So don't worry if you see fractions. We will follow the same procedure. So we have here subtraction. So what operation will undo subtraction? That's right. That is addition. So that means to make this 0, we will put plus 5/8 on this side, and we must put plus 5/8 on the right side also. So, copy the original, that is a minus 5/8 plus 5/8 equals 7/8 plus 5/8. So, we put plus 5/8 on the left and plus 5/8 on the right. So, again, inverse operations undo each other. So, we can just cancel those two out because that is equal to 0. So, what is left here? That is a equals 7/8 plus 5/8 is That's right. It's 12/8. So we can still simplify this by dividing by 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Or that is equal to 1 and 1/2. That means the value of A is 3/2 or 1 and 1/2. How about the equation n plus 35 equals 80? I know you have your own way of solving this. You can just think of a number that you can add to 35 and will give you 80, right? But you know, when you do that, you're also doing the operations or the processes that we have discussed today. So, let us find the inverse of positive 35. So, that will be negative 35. So, whatever you add on the left, you add it there on the right. So, negative 35. Cancel that out. So, n will be equal to, that's right, it's 45. So, the value of n is 45. How about 12 equals x minus 24? So, don't worry if there is only one term on the left and two terms at the right. You will still follow the same process. So, as you can see here, we only have one term. Our variable is on the right side. That means we have to leave it there alone. So, how are we going to leave it there alone? That means we will remove 24. And since this is subtraction, then we will use addition to remove it. So, what are we going to add on the right side? That's right. We will add 24. So, since we will add 24 here, we need to add 24 on the left side also. So, that will be 12 plus 24. And the right side will be x minus 24 plus 24. We should cancel that out. So, only x will be left on that side. Then, 12 plus 24 is 36. And that is equal to x, the value of our variable. So, that's it. That is how we solve equations that involve addition and subtraction. So, you have to think of ways on how to leave the variable on one side alone. You have to find the inverse of the operation. So, whatever the operation is there, find its inverse. And then you are going to use the same number, okay? So, if there is subtraction, then you will use addition property of equality. If there is addition, then you will use subtraction property of equality. And remember that whatever you do on the left side, you must also do it on the right side. Whatever you do on the right side, you must also do it on the left side. It should always be equal for it to remain equal. I hope you learned something new today, and I hope you will remember those things because we will be using those in solving equations later. So I want to see you all again next time. Goodbye and have fun learning.